Welcome to the module of Classroom Teaching and Management for pre-primary and senior primary teachers. Your presenter today, your tutor, is Ruke Mulenyane, who is going to lead you through the Classroom Teaching and Management module. My contact details are 081 64 64 646. And my email is mularuke@gmail.com. MOELARUKEE@gmail.com. Welcome to the classroom teaching again and management module for 2019. Mastering this module will help you to enjoy, it will help you to guide through your teaching profession career. This module focuses more on what to do and how to perform your teaching effectively and help your learners learn best. This module is aligned to the Namibian National Professional Standards for Teachers of 2006. It will provide you with relevant resources for you to succeed as a teacher. You have your tutor, which is me, you have the textbook, you have a study guide, and you can make use of many more, any other relevant resources related to the subject. This module unpacks the concepts and features in teaching and learning in a classroom and how you would manage your classroom. You need to understand the concepts and features that underpin teaching and learning and assist you as a teacher to understand, acknowledge, and align your teaching appropriately. It is based on the concept of learner-centered education, competency-based education, teacher-centered education, and adult learning. These are the concepts that underpin teaching and learning in schools and in a classroom. The teaching profession is a profession that requires to understand, it requires you to engage and work with learners. You also engage with experienced teachers, novice teachers, parents, and different resources. So you need to understand how to handle learners, how to make learners learn best, and also to work with experienced teachers, parents, novice teachers, and how to use the different resources, for example, textbooks, electronic devices, and internet. As a teacher, hence, therefore, you should have that holistic understanding of how to advise, how to utilize, how to engage all these resources. And you should also understand critically the limitations and advantages in order to be an effective teacher in your application and in your using or and engaging the different resources that I have mentioned. The course would make provision for this experience and skills to prepare you to become an effective and professional teacher. The Namibian professional standards for teachers describe the competent teacher in terms of the following headings, and this you will find and is well articulated in your course book. You need to acquaint yourself with the knowledge. The first one of the competent teacher, which is described in the National Professional Standards for Teachers, are professional knowledge, professional values, professional practice, and professional relationships. Teachers are required, you are required to have insight and apply and live by those standards. Therefore, this course will help you to understand and how to apply these professional standards. And for you to apply and to understand these professional standards, you need to have deep understanding of those standards. And these studies will help you to understand these national professional standards for teachers. In teaching, you will find different research that has been done for you to understand how learners learn best and how teachers could teach the best. So it is important for you also to read and understand these different theories. In particular, just to mention a few, you have the Kolb experiential learning cycles, and you have the behaviorism and cognitivism. These concepts or these theories are there also for you to critically analyze and understand how to apply them and how they would help you to make teaching better. For example, I'm going to take this called experiential learning cycle and how it is sequenced. It is important when you are asked in a question paper to understand the sequence and to write the sequence as follows. You have the concrete experience, you have the reflective observation, you have abstract conceptualization and active experimentation. So by this it means that your learner is involved in a concrete experience, first of all, the experience that he has as a person. And then he or she is asked to reflect on this experience by asking what happened. The third phase of abstract conceptualization, the learner search for patterns and principles to develop a theory. The fourth phase, which is the active experimentation, is now he starts to suggest ways that the identified principles could be applied in context. So this is just an example of one of the theories that can be applied. There are many more. You will find them in your course book. One of the problems that we find in classroom, disciplinary problems that we find in classroom. Remember, the classroom is your office. And sometimes classroom problems are caused by lack of understanding of the importance of you to understand how you would manage your classroom. This course will help you, will give you an opportunity to study thoroughly and understand, and also give you tips of how to apply good classroom management practice. You should study these classroom management tips and apply them as much as you can. Teaching and learning strategies are at the center of education. As a teacher, you need to understand that you cannot only stick to one teaching method. There are different learning styles of teachers. You have the direct instruction method, just to mention, whereby the learners you would like to do lecturing, demonstration, and you invite guest speakers. You have indirect instruction method. That is concept mapping, case studies, and you have small group research projects. And then you have interactive methods, panel role-playing, brainstorming, discussion, and other group formats. And the last one that I'm going to talk about is the experiential learning methods, whereby you have learners take them out for field trips, you have games, you have laboratory experiments. So all these are different learning styles of learners which you might also want to apply. So it's best if you go in your course book and you learn and you understand them. The learning styles, as I have mentioned, of learners are not homogeneous. The learners learn at different styles, at different pace, at different times. The teachers, you should be well acquainted with these learning styles in order to accommodate all the different learning styles of your learners. This can be implemented in your classroom or even at your home. I'm going to give you some examples of the learning styles. But however, you have to study them in detail. You have the visual learning ways. You have the auditory learning way and the kinesthetic learning way. All these are different learning styles which you must be able to learn and also apply, because these are different learning styles. You will get more information in your course book, in your study guide, and in different resources that you might come across through your studies. And also you must learn that learners and teachers have different emotions, and if These emotions are divided in 4 categories. I'm just going to mention them. You have your interpersonal development and healthy relationship. You have your personal leadership as a person. You have your social awareness for under personal leadership, self-management, your career and your life. That is the third one. The fourth one is interpersonal development. Your self-esteem, self-management falls under that. You should consult your course book for more detailed on these ones. And then, every teacher, you should be able to make your lesson plan. Your lesson plan is very important. You must be able to do presentations. You must be able to make your students understand through your presentation and through a proper lesson plan. Therefore, as a teacher, it's important for you to study each component of lesson preparation and presentation. This cannot be overemphasized. It's a must that you must understand your lesson preparation. It is recommended that you study the 3 components of lesson preparation thoroughly. Remember the skills can be applied to basic guidelines for your delivery in relation to public speaking or presentation skills as well. It does not only apply to your classroom only. Starting both lesson preparation and delivery of public speaking and presentation would enrich your knowledge as well. You should also be able to choose an instructional strategy and method to use which might have advantages and disadvantages and requires some preparation. So your strategy and the method that you apply, you should be able to know what you would look at. For example, the age and developmental level of the learners, you must understand what the learners already know, you must know. So all that is an example of how the whole lesson preparation would come together if you have the deep understanding of what it entails to prepare a lesson plan. During the lesson presentation, when you decide also on what to teach, you also have to decide on whether you are going to use a group method, team games, and debates. A knowledgeable and skilled teacher would know the limitation and disadvantages and advantages in application of these methods. You must review these methods and apply the skills and knowledge in the studies and in a classroom situation. So as a teacher, when you are teaching all the learners, they have different levels of understanding. You will find gifted learners as an example. So you must create enrichment programs, specific grouping of peoples, and you must an acceleration for this group, for these gifted learners, so that they do not become bored and become problematic in the classroom. It is very important that you understand that gifted learners need special programs for them. And all these are well articulated in your classroom teaching and management course book. And creativity through your teaching cannot be overemphasized. Creativity is closely associated with open response type of thinking. The learners have to think on their feet. They have to give you answers. They have to be creative. You should embrace this principle and ensure to apply them to develop creativity among the learners. Take time to study and apply how creativity among learners can be enhanced. These are all found in your book. Learners and teachers have responsibility in teaching and learning experience. You have also what we call learning partnership. It's a worthwhile principle for enhancing learning and creativity in a classroom. CTM course book explains this very well for your study, and please study them and apply them, and also try to scrutinize and give more than what is given in the textbook. As a teacher, you should be able to analyze the relationship of learning theories with teaching principles. Coupled with the above notions, explore the 7 habits of highly effective people in life. This book is written by Stephen Covey in relation to teachers' effectiveness, as this would contribute to your career and your real life situation. You need to develop, as a teacher, it's important as a teacher to develop a teaching philosophy. How you do it and why you do it, it is well presented in your CTM course book. It becomes your personal vision, your personal statement, a statement that you make why you are a teacher, what your vision is, and you should reflect continuously during your career, your teaching career. Now, I'm going to look at guidelines for answering assignment and examination question papers. We found that sometimes you copy and paste without rephrasing and referencing. Please avoid and restrain yourself from copying down without rephrasing and without understanding what the question requires. The marks allocated should serve as a guideline on the content, the volume of your writing that you are responding to. Avoid writing and copying down as much as you can. If you are asked for 2 marks, you write the whole page, then we call it you are trying to catch the marker. So please, we reserve the right not to award any mark for such answers. Be confident, relax, and avoid mixing questions, numbers, and cancelling the correct answers in the process. The aim of every assessment is to enrich yourself with a practice, with the skills, the values, and knowledge. It is there to help you to understand and to reflect what you have learned. It is advised, please, that you do not leave any multiple question unanswered. Multiple questions are like you are given a question and 4 options or 5 options which you must tick one of them. And also the true and false questions, please do not leave them unanswered. Read all the questions. Familiarize yourself with the content of the whole question paper at least twice. It helps you to create a mind map and to connect yourself to what you learned. Start to write your answers in most cases to some learners. It helps answers if you start your answers in most cases with the most easy ones. It helps you to create confidence. It helps create confidence and gives you time to recall those questions that seems not so easy to remember. However, apply what you are comfortable with. Number your questions as in a question paper if required to. It helps the marker to navigate through your questions. Remember that a tutor has a lot of students to mark, so make it easy by being neat, clear, and write with good handwriting if you can. Be factual when rephrasing or using your own words. Acknowledge resources. It's very important because if you do not acknowledge resources, it can be plagiarism and avoid copying word by word. Thank you.